Hi everyone, this is Pam Allyn, and we're going to talk together about problem solving in our families. When we think about problem solving, we often think of it as happening outside of ourselves, that it's almost hard to imagine how we have control over it. But with our children and in our family, we can actually take control of that narrative. We can say, how are we as a family going to try to solve for this problem? What are our core values when we get to those rough patches? So when we set an intention for our family as problem solvers, we're thinking about how can we embrace this idea or this notion of problem solving as a joy, as something to embrace and something to go deep into. A lot of the time, the problems that our children or our young adults are facing are happening outside the home. So when they bring a problem to the home, it's almost like you're only hearing part of the story. And so how do we, as caregivers, accompany our family members along these roads? And how are we, who also are grappling with problems, being that person to accompany along the journey? The main thing is for us to be authentic, to share when we don't know all the answers, to actually be co-inquirers with our children, with our teens, and to say, let's work on this together.
The simplest way to help children be problem solvers is to actually help them solve problems. The more we can turn questions and curiosities into actual projects where let's try to work this out, the more that kids will be able to develop the kinds of strategies, the temperament to be able to deal with simple problems or even complicated ones. One of the things that we often do unwittingly for children is take problems out of their life. And that doesn't help them become problem solvers. Or we may unwittingly give children very difficult problems that are impossible to solve by themselves, and that frustration isn't helpful. What we want is problems that give children a chance not only to solve the problem, but to become more aware of how they are problem solvers. What I want most for kids in my 30 years as an educator is not so much that they gain a set of skills, but that they gain a sense of themselves as being skillful. You can say, I can solve problems. I can be of use to the world. Not when I'm 37 years old and I have 2 mortgages, but as a second grader, if I see something, I can do something. But we also want that 7-year-old to understand it's not going to be easy, and it's not going to be quick, and there's not going to be always a simple solution. And we're really giving them a set of life skills for perseverance, for persistence, for humility, for interconnectedness.
When we think about reflecting on problem solving, then there's the joy of it too. That I got through this hard day and look how I did it. Or, hey, our family was trying to deal with something big, but we went through one part of the maze and then we kind of pivoted and went through another to try to see how we could get out the other side. We can celebrate each of the small steps of our children's lives and ours when we think about problems not to finish or put away, but as work in progress. Be open to having other family members be with you in full support. And know that problem solving is a natural, healthy part of life, and it's how we want to be in that relationship to it, not that we don't have problems to solve.
There are also opportunities in problem solving to expand our community of networks and resources that are around us. You don't have to solve problems by yourself. And the more we can help young people, the children in our lives, to see networks as possibilities, the better off they are. That's what we need. A world of problem solvers is a world of world changers.